Hello math learners, can you answer the problem projected on our board? If you can't, then finish this video because today we will be talking about the third measure of position on ungrouped data. It is all about percentile. So in this video, we will be discussing the last measure of position as well as how to use the interpretation as well as formulas in getting the values needed in solving the problem. So before anything else, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, first question is, what is a percentile? Percentile is the position in hundreds that a data value holds in the distribution. We already talked about quartile. It talks about 4 parts. We also talk about the decile, and that is on 10 parts. Now for percentile, we will be talking about 100 parts. So if you don't know anything about our quartile or decile discussion, you can check our videos on the link. Now, continuing, it divides the distribution into 100 groups. Alright, so the look of it is like this. As you can see, my dear math learners, talking about ungrouped data, it is not arranged into intervals. Therefore, it is just a raw data. So, in order for us to know the percentile of a certain rank or a certain position, then what we will do is to arrange them from lowest to highest. And of course, if it is divided into 100 parts, then that is where our percentiles will go depending on the position we are talking about. Now continuing, in getting the value or in calculating the value for our percentile position, denoted by P sub k, the formula is very simple. It is just like the same as our quartile and decile. The only difference on this is that our divisor is now 100. Unlike quartiles, we have the divisor of 4. And our k, or the position, will only depend on 1, 2, 3, and 4. While in our deciles, we have a divisor of 10. And of course, our k value will just be running from 1 to 10. Now talking about percentile, our k value would run from 1 up to 100, of course, as well as our divisor will become 100. At the same time, our n here denotes the number of data in our data set. So if you have 50 scores, then we will be putting 50 as our n. That's just an example. Now, the same as what we have discussed in our previous videos, if our computation yields a decimal value, then we need to apply the linear interpolation. Now, let us continue. Now, we have here our problem. Find the 30th percentile or the P of 30 of the following test scores of a random sample of 10 students. We have 35, 42, 40, 28, 15, 23, 33, 20, 18, and 28. Of course, the first thing we should do is to arrange first our data points from the smallest to highest, or in an increasing order. And our result will be like this: 15, 18, 20, 23, 28, 28, 33, 35, 40, and 42. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 10 data sets. Therefore, the 10 value now will be our n. Okay, so now let us continue. Of course, in order to find the 30th percentile of this data set, what we will do is we will follow the formula. If you can remember, our formula goes as P of k is equal to k over 100 times the quantity n plus 1. Now, we already know that our k here is 30 because we are finding the 30th percentile. Of course, what we will be putting here in our P is 30. Alright, now continuing, our n right now is 10 because we have our 10 data points. Okay, so you can solve this by simplifying 30 over 100. You can simplify that one. Okay, and you can also simplify what is inside in our quantity. So 30 over 100 is just equal as 3 over 10. Now in this case, it is just the same as the decile rule. And then 10 plus 1, that would be 11. And then multiplying, we have 33 over 10. Of course, 33 over 10 is equal to 3.3. Easy, right? Now, if we did not get the lowest term of 30 over 100, you can still do so, and 30 will be multiplied by 11. So 30 multiplied by 11, that would be 330. And then, it will be divided by 100, and still, you will get the value 3.3. Now, my dear math learners, this value has a decimal value. What is the next thing or next process to be used? Very good. We will be using the linear interpolation. Remember in our linear interpolation that we will consider this 3.3 as our position, right? Now, where can you find 3.3? Very good. That is between the third and the fourth. Okay, so in our data set, we will be considering our third and our fourth here. So that will be subtracted with each other, and that is 23 minus 20, giving us a value of 3. Now, if you get the value of 3, then what you will do is you multiply it by the decimal value of our 3.3, and that is 0.3. So that will be 0.3. So you multiply it to our result in step 1, giving us 0.9. Now, the next step and the last step is to add the smaller value in step 1, and that is 20, by the result on step 2. So that is 0.9. Therefore, the actual value of our 30th percentile is 20.9. Alright, so how do we interpret this value, my dear math learners? 20.9 means this is our 30th percentile. Meaning, if your score is below 20.9, then you belong to the lower 30% of the whole group or whole class. Of course, if your score is higher than 20.9, then you belong to the upper 70% of the whole class, because the whole class is 100%, right? And this 30th percentile is the position. So anything beyond that, higher, that means 70%. Anything below that, that means 30%. Easy, right? Now, what if we are given to this another example? Now here, my dear math learners, we have another problem. And what is asked here is the 75th percentile. We have the given 10, 50, 30, 20, 10, 20, 70, and 30. Now, what is the first thing you should do? Very good. First is to arrange the data points from lowest to highest. So we have 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 50, and 70. If you count all the data points, that is 8. And of course, that 8 will represent our value of n. Easy, right? Now, let us continue in our solution. Now, for our solution for the 75th percentile, we will be using the formula. So, let us just substitute immediately. So, we have the percentile of 75, okay, or the 75th percentile. So, our numerator, which is our k, that will also be 75. Then, we have here denominator as 100. Then, our n is the number of data points, and that is 8. So, that will be 8 plus 1. All right. So now by continuing, we have 75 times 9 over 100. And if we multiply 75 by 9, that would give us 545 for this one. And then 9 times 7, that would give us 63 plus 4. That will be 67. All right. Divided by 100. Now, if we divide 675 by 100, that would give us 6.75. Now, are we finished with our solution? Very good. Not yet, because it yielded a decimal value. So, therefore, we will find the two positions where 6.75 is located. Very good. That is on the 6th and on the 7th data point. So, this is 6th and this is 7th. Alright, So now, by applying linear interpolation, we will be using these two numbers. We will subtract them. So 50 minus 30. And the answer with that is 20. Step 1. Step 2, we will get the result and then multiply it by our decimal value in our formula. And that is 0.75. So that is 20 times 0.75. Then by multiplying, we will have 0.75 multiplied by 20. Alright, I will just show this to you. I will just bring down 0 because that is an example or a technique in multiplying numbers with 0. Then you just multiply 2 times 5, that is 10. Alright, carry 1. Then 2 times 7, that is 14, plus 1, that is 15. Okay, so you just cancel two decimal values and you will have the value of 15. Alright, now this is the result of step 2. What we will do is we will copy the result in step 2 and we will add it to our smaller value in step 1, and that is 30. So by doing so, we have the value 45. And 45 right now is our P of 75 or the 75th percentile. Meaning that any number or any score higher than 45, you belong to the 25% of the whole class, upper 25%. And any number below 45, it means that you belong to the lower 75% of the whole class. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners, because this is the whole discussion in the measure of position talking about quartile, decile, and percentile. Now, for further information, I will give this to you. Hello, math learners. I have here the generalization of the three measures of position we have discussed for ungrouped data: the quartile, the decile, and the percentile. As you can see in this figure, we have the quartile, the median, the percentile, and the decile. As you can see here, quartile 2, the median, the 50th percentile, and the decile 5 or the 5th decile have the same value. It means that regardless of the three position, if you are talking or if you are getting the value of the second quartile, the 50th percentile, or the 5th decile, you are just getting the median of the whole class. Of course, this also represents how the quartile, the decile, and the percentile are interconnected with each other. So I hope this given diagram can make you understand that this lesson in measures of position for ungrouped data is very, very easy. So, on our next videos, I hope you will also join me in discussing the measures of position for group data. Congratulations, my dear math learners, you just mastered this lesson. If you find our discussion beneficial to your friends, classmates, and schoolmates, as well as to you, kindly click the subscribe button and notification bell, as well as liking it and sharing this to your friends. This has been your YouTube Educreator Math Teacher Ash, reminding you that it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much, God bless, and keep safe always.